Let me tell you something about people who are deep thinkers. You notice them sometimes, sitting quietly in a room, eyes tracing invisible patterns in the air, mind somewhere beyond the present. They pause before they answer, not out of hesitation, but because the words forming in their mind carry weight. They aren't just reacting, they're weighing, feeling, dissecting, understanding. It's not always visible. To most, they appear distant, maybe even slow, sometimes odd. But inside, there's a storm, a constant spinning of thought, memory, and reflection. A storm that connects pieces of the world that others never see. And here's the paradox. The same storm that gives them insight also breeds doubt. Deep thinkers don't just observe, they experience. Every glance, every word, every silence matters. Not because they are perfectionists or critics, but because their mind operates differently. It interprets not through speed or simplicity, but through depth. And in that depth, they see what others cannot. Before we go any further, there's something important to understand. A deep thinker is not someone who simply likes to think. It's not an aesthetic. It's not a personality trait you choose. And it's definitely not about being quiet or introverted. A true deep thinker is wired differently. They don't just enter a room, they absorb it. They don't just hear what someone says, they feel the meaning beneath the words. They sense tension before anyone speaks. They notice what isn't said. And sometimes they feel emotions that don't even belong to them. This isn't daydreaming. This isn't overthinking. This is a mind that processes the world in layers, emotionally, intellectually, intuitively, all at once. So when we talk about deep thinkers, we're not talking about people who enjoy long conversations or philosophizing. We're talking about people who can't stop thinking deeply even if they try. Have you ever watched someone who doesn't just enjoy a sunset, but notices the way the light bends, the way shadows stretch, the fleeting impermanence of it all? That's not overthinking. That's depth in motion. That's curiosity meeting consciousness. They are always looking beyond the surface, without even trying. Psychologists call it intellectual overexcitability, a brain that seeks patterns, meaning, and answers constantly, even when none are needed. Deep thinkers replay conversations. They analyze tone, word choice, pauses, gestures. They ask themselves, why did she say it that way? Did I miss something? Was there an unspoken meaning? And this isn't anxiety, it's exploration. It's a mind seeking the full landscape of experience, not a surface approximation. And yet, there's a cost. Awareness has a weight. The same mind that sees invisible patterns also doubts itself. The more deeply they understand, the more they question their own worth. This is why deep thinkers often feel misunderstood. They care about subtleties most will never notice. They notice patterns, connections, and truths that seem irrelevant to the world around them, but to them, it's everything. What if this depth is not a burden, but a form of art? Imagine a painter mixing colors that no one else sees, creating shades that exist only in imagination. That is the mind of a deep thinker, but instead of color, it's ideas, emotions, and meaning. This is where their gift becomes clear. Deep thinkers are extraordinary listeners. When they hear you speak, they don't just process words, they connect dots you didn't know existed. They map emotional undercurrents subconsciously. They absorb subtlety because their mind is built for it. Science can even explain a part of it. Studies on highly sensitive people show that deep cognitive processing correlates with heightened empathy, creativity, and intuition. The mind that cannot stop noticing is also the mind that cannot stop understanding. And yet, that understanding doesn't simplify life. It amplifies it. It magnifies the joy, the sorrow, the fleeting beauty, the quiet pain. Deep thinkers live differently in time too. Because they process information in such fine detail, time stretches. A single moment can feel infinite. A single memory can vibrate with clarity for years. And in that perception, life is never rushed. It is lived fully and profoundly in layers others rarely reach. Yet paradoxically, their own depth isolates them. The more they see, the fewer peers can meet them there. Most people move fast. Deep thinkers move in layers. Most process the surface. Deep thinkers inhabit meaning. And this isolation is not emptiness. It is a space of clarity, a space where thought is unshackled, where truth can exist in full. The mind of a deep thinker is an orchestra of emotion, intuition, reflection, and imagination. Every chord matters, every pause is deliberate, every silence carries resonance. They don't just experience life, they map it, dissect it, reflect it, and sometimes rewrite it in the mind before it even touches reality. Here is the strange truth. Depth is both gift and burden. It allows profound insight, but constant reflection breeds doubt. Every understanding of the world is mirrored by a questioning of self. Every clarity is paired with uncertainty. But that uncertainty is not weakness. It is the mind's way of remaining open, flexible, alive. Neuroscience provides context. The default mode network, the part of the brain active during introspection, is hyperactive in deep thinkers. This is why, even in silence, they are not idle. Their mind tells stories, maps unseen connections, and reflects on invisible truths. Solitude feels like home because it speaks in the language their mind understands, a language of reflection, connection, and depth. And because they feel everything, their emotional life is intense. Joy can feel heavy. Peace can take time to settle, but this intensity allows for rare perception. They can sense nuance, foresee patterns, and predict emotional currents. They are attuned not because they try, but because their mind is wired to observe and resonate. Some call this overthinking, but it is not. It is understanding deeply. Overthinking implies unnecessary repetition. Deep thinking is purpose. It is mapping the invisible, interpreting the unspoken, finding meaning in silence. And in that process, life becomes richer, fuller, infinitely layered. Here's a secret only deep thinkers truly know. There is no final answer. That is the point. Life is not a problem to solve, but a phenomenon to explore. The value is not in certainty. It is in engagement, in curiosity, in the courage to sit with complexity, contradiction, and paradox without collapsing. And maybe this is why deep thinkers create differently. They write poetry, compose music, paint, and craft narratives not for perfection, but for honesty. Because they've seen life in all its fragile complexity, and every moment deserves acknowledgement. They do not want to escape life. They want to understand it, to feel it, and sometimes to translate it so others can sense what they sense. So if you've ever been told that you are too quiet, too serious, or too much, remember this. Your depth is not a flaw. It is a rare lens. It allows you to see, feel, and understand what most will never perceive. It shapes your experience, your interactions, your perceptions. It is why silence is not emptiness to you, but language. Why solitude is not loneliness, but conversation. Why life is never simple, but always profound. Deep thinkers are bridges between logic and emotion, intellect and intuition, the visible and the invisible. Every question they ask is not a problem, it's a doorway. Every person they encounter is not a mystery, it's a mirror. And in walking this path, they reveal the rarest beauty, that thinking deeply, feeling deeply, and understanding profoundly is not weakness. It is life lived fully. So to the deep thinkers watching this, know this: you are not broken. You are not too much. You are the ones who notice what others cannot. You feel what others ignore. You understand what others overlook. And in a world of noise, your silence is proof that thought still exists, that reflection still exists, that depth still exists. And that is extraordinary, because at the end of the day, the mind that thinks deeply is not burdened, it is awake. Not lost, it is found. And the world is richer because it is not afraid to stop, to feel, to think, and to understand.